Hey y'all, today we are making a heritage craft, something that's been made for hundreds of years. Come join us and learn about this pioneer art, this heritage craft that is perfect for this time of year. Welcome to Heritage Ways. I'm Miss Katie.
I'm Little Miss Homemaker.
And my daughter and I today are outside in this beautiful, crisp fall air. My hands are a little chilly.
Mine are too.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful, sunshiny fall afternoon. And we want to show you how you can make these pomanders. Pomander, like commander, but
Pomander.
pomander. That is just a derivative of a French word that I'm not going to attempt to pronounce, although I took French in high school. But it is simply a clove-studded or a spice-studded orange. And it's already smelling good. We've gotten a head start on you. But all you're going to need are some whole cloves and some oranges. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about these pomanders, and then we're going to make one with you. So gather up your whole cloves and your oranges, and let's get started. I've been making these for probably 4 or so years, every single holiday season. And I'll tell you in a minute how long those have lasted, or if they did at all, and what happened with them as far as molding and so forth. But first I want to tell you, all you have to do is just decide what design you're going to have on your orange, and it could, your imagination is the limit. And I think she's making what are you making?
It's a face and it's a face.
Okay, she's making a face, and I'm just making vertical lines down from the North Pole to the South Pole of the orange. So I'm just kind of doing that and decorating that. And all you have to do is simply, it's a fancy word for an easy art craft. And you just simply get your whole clove, and you've got the point there, and you just gently poke it in. I say gently because you don't want to break the clove. You just gently poke it in. Kind of push it all the way in. Now, you may need to make a hole, a beginning hole for you, a tiny one, using a toothpick, or Little Miss Homemaker's using my cake tester that I've had forever. And because it could hurt your finger a little bit. It doesn't bother me that much, but she's not interested in hurting her fingers. We're going to continue to make these, and then we're going to come back and talk to you a little bit more about how to preserve them. Well, here is my finished pomander for today, or this one at least, and it turns out it just looked like I just randomly put the cloves, but actually there was a method to my madness. But this is what it is. Now, there are a couple of things you can do. Back in the old times, they would use these as a sachet. You could put it in your closet, your dresser drawer once it was dried sufficiently. Also, you could put like a wire, maybe a wire coat hanger or something all the way through and kind of twist it on the bottom. Maybe put a little hook on top and it could hang wherever you needed it to hang. You could also attach a bow of some sort, maybe a red bow. Wouldn't that look pretty? You could use small oranges and make these as Christmas tree ornaments. But as I was making mine a minute ago, I was thinking this can just be a winter activity after the holidays. And it's so enjoyable to have this throughout the whole winter season. Citrus itself, and then citrus and cinnamon or clove together is such a grounding scent, and I just uplifting and grounding at the same time. The citrus is uplifting and the cloves are grounding, and it just gives a sense of peace and relaxation almost. Well, I love these, and like I said, I make 2 or 3 every year. Now, let's talk about how well that they keep, or do they keep at all. As I mentioned, I have made several of these every Christmas season for the past 4 or 5 years. And I will tell you that every single one of them has kept well, nothing molded, nothing rotted. The cloves are a preservative. So you know that probably from your pickling or your canning. And they actually preserve the oranges. And so what has happened, every year, every holiday season, I simply make these. And I don't refrigerate it ever. Don't do anything special to it other than set it out where I want it as decoration on my table or in my great-grandmother's candy dish. Maybe after it's completely dried, maybe on a bed of some greenery, some spruce little limbs or something. Magnolia, that's a beautiful southern evergreen tree, and this just pairs so well on a holiday table. And I actually have kept all of the ones that I have made through the years. Now, the ones that are older, 4 or 5 years old, they still never rotted or went bad or anything like that, but they shrunk and really got hard, but they are still beautiful and fragrant. So delightful to smell.
They smell delicious.
And also in medieval times, it was thought that if you carried one of these around, it would ward against sickness. Now, it's true. We know about the benefits of vitamin C and of clove. And those of us that use certain essential oils, we know about the benefit of the 5 blend essential oils that are to ward off sickness. Hey y'all, we are the Heritage Ways family, or at least the little part of it, right? And I am Miss Katie.
I'm Mr. Patient.
I'm John Boy.
I'm Little Miss Homemaker.
And I'm Little Music Man, the little dude.
The littlest of all. Well, y'all, we want to take this day, this special day that we in the United States of America celebrate Thanksgiving. I know other countries and friends in other countries are viewing today, and we appreciate y'all. But we want to say a happy Thanksgiving to those who live in the United States and are celebrating Thanksgiving today. We hope that it is a day of giving thanks no matter what you're doing, whether you're celebrating at your church or with family or friends, or even if you're alone. I hope that you find some hope and some encouragement in some way on this special Thanksgiving Day.
And we also want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for following along our journey as we share content with you guys about honoring home, celebrating heritage, and spreading hope. So we just want to give you a special thanks for walking life with us as you go along. We also want to give a special shout out to those who have become patrons and who help to fund us being able to create and share content with you. So we want to give a special shout out to our patrons, and we want to thank you for what you are doing to help us with our mission.
And we hope that you will tell your friends and spread the word about Heritage Ways, because in doing so, you're joining in our mission to help spread hope and encouragement and push back the darkness, because that's what we're trying to do in the world through our content here and on our website and on Instagram and Pinterest and Facebook. That's our goal, is simply to push back the darkness and listen to one another's stories. So I encourage you today and remind you to listen to someone's story. And by doing so, I think we can spread more hope across the nation and find even more ways to be thankful.
And as we get into this Thanksgiving season, we want to be mindful of our families and be thankful for our families and what our families mean to us. We also want to be thankful for our military for keeping our country safe and taking care of us in the way that they do. As you well know, we have a son that is in the military, and we just want to say a special thanks to all those men and women who are serving in our armed forces. In finishing up, we just want to share a scripture with you from God's holy word, from Psalm 136. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Give thanks to the God of gods. His love endures forever. Give thanks to the Lord of lords. His love endures forever.
So on this 2019 Thanksgiving Day, we all want to say from the Heritage Ways family to you,
Happy Thanksgiving!
I want to tell you too, before we go, I want to tell you about one other decoration that I always like to use at Christmas time. You can make garland out of sage leaves, dried sage leaves, cinnamon sticks, and dried orange peel. You just need some sewing thread and a needle. As you can see, you just wrap the thread around a piece of cinnamon and tie a knot in it, or you can stick the needle down in the cinnamon stick and bring it back up. There are several ways you can thread, so to speak, a stick of cinnamon. I've also found that the little baby sticks, the ones that aren't thick, actually a needle will go through those. So there are several ways to get your cinnamon stick on the thread. You can also use embroidery thread if you'd like to do that, like DMC floss, like you would cross stitch with. And then you have your orange slices, your dehydrated orange slices. You can dehydrate those in a dehydrator, which I found is the best way. But at this point in my life, I don't have that handy. So I actually used my oven on very low temperature to dehydrate those orange peels. Or those orange slices, I should say, not peels. They don't have to be perfect. As you see, mine aren't perfect. I don't strive for perfection. Just to do the best that I can with what I have. Now, your sage leaves are costly at the grocery store. Honestly, I don't feel like this is a very cost-effective or frugal project unless you can get the sage leaves and cinnamon sticks at a bulk spice place, bulk food store. I actually get mine at an Amish bulk food store in Ohio near my family's farm. Otherwise, I just wouldn't be able to afford these items. You can probably mail order bulk spices. You can look into that. I want to show you some photos. It's not very good quality photos, but they are from 2 to 3 years ago when I first made these sage garlands, and I still have those wrapped up carefully in tissue paper. They've not molded or anything because the orange slices were dehydrated completely, and they turned out so beautifully. I had them on my, what I call my natural tree in our former farmhouse. I will invite you to go look here on our YouTube channel at our Christmas playlist, where I give a tour of many of our Christmas trees. Through the years, I've had anywhere from, honestly, 12 to 15 Christmas trees. Probably no less than 12 each year. You might be thinking, oh my word, all that work. You know what? It has brought me tremendous joy to be able to put all those trees up for the many, many, many guests we've always had in our home each holiday season. And I'm so very, very thankful for those memories. I'm looking forward to making more in the future in my next home. So if you don't want to put up that many trees, head on over to that playlist and check out all of our trees. Happy holidays.